Welcome back to Decadorks. We're the 12-sided pies. We have Scott as Ornan.
At your service.
Sabrina as Cilvy.
Oh, Yum?
Matt as Guy.
That is my name. Don't wear it out. Pie.
And me, Paul, as the biggest fan of the Feast of Sweets, Sweets Feast. Pie, I'm so excited for the contest that Pie can't get pie out of my head. So Pie'll try to get through this intro, but it's been very hard for me to focus.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay, don't forget we have a Patreon. At the $5 tier, you can listen to our after show, Your Neighbor's Sweet Potatoes Pie. And for $10...
So dumb.
And for $10 patrons, you can see the maps and battle maps we use in-game. And let me tell you, there are so many to explore. It's bananas, cream pie. Don't forget about our shop where you can get some 12-sided pies merch to show off how much you love our piecast. Pie like the Pie em up Hafma are you shirt. And the character buttons are great.
Wait. Pie em up a Hafma Ari rhubarb.
Hey, I'm using that joke in a second.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, yeah, and the character buttons are great. You should pie Peach 1, like Nari, Roos, Barb, Ebby, and Pie. But ratings and reviews are easy and free, so if you want to show us some love that way, we'd really appreciate it. Anyway, if pie, then this piecast is pie.
You just straight gave up there.
I think we broke Paul.
It's Chorus of the Forsaken, episode 55.
Jesus Christ, all right.
Bravo.
Wow, that was good.
That was some
That
commitment.
was really, really good.
I was like, what game can I do with pie? It's like, I don't need to do a game with pie. I'm doing pie.
I am pie.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. Well, welcome back to Via Severia, the city of Clodvina, and the Feast of Sweets, Sweets Feast. Last time we were together, some of our characters went shopping and got some new duds. We had Ornan getting dressed by Jonathan Thomas the Tailor, a snazzy, foppish man who came and got Ornan looking fly. Danon was had an outfit made for her by a gnomish woman who was all business. But also, you guys decided to give Danon the Circlet of Blasting, Saskia's crown, Saskia's tiara that you guys had been carrying around for a long time and never bothered to figure out what it actually does. So she is currently wearing that with some vines and leaves wound into it in her hair. And Cilvy, you're wearing the outfit that you got from Guy way back in Redlum with a giant bow on the back. And we have Guy who is wearing some of Calum's clothes, the head of the Ravenstone clan that you guys slew and then looted.
We slooted him.
You saluted them. And then you all arrived up in the Grand Towers Hotel ballroom in the top of the hotel. And when you arrived, it was, to quote Scott, not Ornan, but Scott, overwhelming. There were so many people to see. You saw an archprelate of Aona speaking with some dwarves. You saw Torgal and his Tuskers. You saw that they were split up and talking with, some of them were talking with some Dragonborn and some other fans. You saw some people that you recognized from the past, including Shireen Shadow Rose, who is the sister of Neldor.
And the most beautiful woman in the world.
Who you met back in Martin's Rest. You saw Anthony Fletcher, who was the man in Corbuli when you were coming from Martin's Rest and Whitaker Bend up to Clodvina. He was the man that you guys decided not to give a ride to.
From Vandalay Industries, Shady AF.
from Vandalay Industries. You saw some clerics who were basically the members of the Court of Clerics. You saw
The Sanhedrin.
The Bene Gesserit.
Lutherans.
You saw the High Archivist of the Prolian Archive. You saw a priest of Lathander. You saw a priest of Salune. You saw all these important people. You also saw a couple of prelates that were up on the balcony. One of them apparently is an elf and she is hiding her ears. The other one looks to have been raised up from the Order of Navorians, the spell-casting, arcane magic using acolytes of Aeona, which is rare indeed.
The hypocrites.
Yes, you saw some people from your past, including Neldor Martin, the Leonin heir to Martin's Rest's county, and you saw Gee's old flame, Nalira Silvercrest, speaking.
I forgot about her. She's here.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about her.
Jeez.
Speaking with some very important looking rich folk. On the other balcony, you saw that there was this man in like battle-ready armor. He was older. I'll just tell you, he's Swordmaster Gelmar. He's the High Priest of Tempest. He runs the Tempestarium, which is the big Colosseum.
Is there a Tormtar here? I remember that Tormtar was a religious position.
There is no Tormtar here.
Ah, man.
And then you saw Tedwardina, and you saw Connie Dupree and the Nubile Nine, the pit orchestra. I don't know why that rubs so many people the wrong way.
It just is a little uncomfortable.
It's a bit, yeah.
With they were performing some music here for the party. They were the pit orchestra for the production of Unlikely, way back from our 3-year anniversary episode. You guys started to split up and talk with different people. Some people spoke with Shireen Shadowrose and found out that she apparently is trying to find what happened to her husband, who was a wealthy merchant.
So that she can move on and then date someone else.
Sure, exactly. Neldor apparently found out that she had left Martin's Rest while you guys were taking care of the bandits, and he hopped on the very next ship and he sailed up here to come and help her. You also saw that there were Goliaths, who are apparently they're called the Giants of Gaul. They are previous champions of the tournament.
Are they champions of the cake tournament or the fighting tournament?
No. So the tournament is the fighting. The Feast of the Sweets Feast is the eating.
We all know which one's more important.
Yes. Yes. Bigger stakes. Cilvy recognized the Oracle of Savris, this older dwarven man named Gralin Runeglow. She recognized his name as somebody who she's fairly certain came from her hive years before, possibly before she was even born. Ornan started talking with one of these Goliath women. Her name was Liwix. They kind of hit it off, and they were going to go have an arm wrestle.
Not a euphemism.
No. You saw Daria, the singer who Cilvy replaced way back in our anniversary episode. She was the one who was being threatened. Anyway, a lot was going on, and just as people were starting to make some connections, the Swordmaster Gelmar, he stood up and he announced that it was now time for this most noble of events, the pie eating contest. And that's where we're at right now. As everyone starts to gather around, you see that Tedwardina has moved down to the floor of the ballroom. She's no longer up on the balcony, and she begins to sing. It's time to wage battle anew, a war of berries, red and blue. The apples are spicy, the air smells of treats. It's time for the feast of sweets feast. Around your neck, a bib you tie, then bind your hands left and right. Now tuck right in and grab a pie. It's time for the feast of sweets feast. Cherry and pumpkin, berry and lime, mincemeat and lemon, apple and fried. Squeeze your eyes shut, your mouth open wide. Now into your gullet, let's shove some more pie.
Yeah.
Tomorrow the tourney will start, but tonight's competition is eating a tart. So open the doors and bring the pie cart. It's time for the feast of sweets feast. Just when you thought you can't eat one more crumb, a new pie is placed before you. It's plum. Careful, more than farts might escape from your bum when all of the other competitors victors fall. A cheer and huzzah will ring out o'er the hall. The victors will head for their thrones in a stall. Hooray for the feast of sweet, sweets feast. Cherry and pumpkin, berry and lime, mincemeat and lemon, apple and fried. Squeeze your eyes shut, your mouth open wide. Now into your gullet, let's shove some more pie. Doodly doo 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 blong blong.
Brava.
That's amazing.
That was amazing.
It's time for the feast of sweet, sweet feast.
Yes. As she is walking around, people are kind of clapping along. Everyone seems to be getting excited. And two very large tables are brought out. These tables are like 20 feet long and 10 feet wide. And there are two of them, and they are set side by side right in the center of the ballroom. There are some people who are still up in the balconies, and they are just kind of looking down over the railing to see what's going on. But Cilvy, as you start to move down off the balcony, because you were the only one who was still up in the balcony, you see that Neldor joins you, and you all start walking down together. There are 16 pies set up, so there are 4 teams of 4. The swordmaster Gelmar, he stands back up, and he says, "It is time to begin." First off, the competitors. Can we please have line up 2 pie for a white guy?
Ooh, that's me.
You can see where, so Baldric, he is, I guess, on this team. He kind of sheepishly walks over and stands by one of the pies.
Wasn't it Danon too?
Yeah, Danon, who has kind of moved into the room and was talking with another dwarf. She comes walking over, looking very uncomfortable. So she and Baldric are standing by some pies. And then we have Ornan and Cilvy, who are also going to be on this team.
Ornan abruptly stops the arm wrestle before they find out who the winner is. He's like, I have to go eat a pie. I'll be right back.
So you actually did not start the arm wrestle yet. You were about to. And then she, as you walk away, she kind of gives you a little swat on the butt. She says, "Hurry back."
Oh, dear.
And good luck.
She bends way down, because isn't she really tall too?
Yes. She's a Goliath. She's
I'd
like
have to
7.5
jump to
feet
hit
tall.
your butt.
I thought Guy was going to be on the team.
I gotta keep these abs chiseled.
All right, fair enough.
As you guys are getting all set up, then Gelmar, he speaks up again. He says, "And on the other side of the table, can we please have the pythons please line up?" Sigrid, this Leon with tiger stripes, he goes and he stands by one of the pies, and he says, "Neldor, Martin," and then Neldor raises one eyebrow and smiles, and then he goes and stands next to the other Leonin. We have Ileana Emberglow, and then the Fire Genasi, who was...
Guy's next conquest.
the one who had the helmet that Guy bought, who wants that back. And then he says, "And poor Mando, because he's a poor man's Lando."
He does. He looks just like Lando Calrissian.
This good-looking black man steps up. He's got like a red shirt on with a blue coat, but his arms aren't in the sleeves. It's like over his shoulders, very Lando Calrissian-ish.
Damn.
Did you guys notice? Did you guys notice in Return of the Jedi that when he starts driving the Millennium Falcon, he's wearing Han's clothes?
Yes. Yes. All right. And he says, "Okay, and on this other side, we have the Crumble Bums." And he points in and he says, "So we have Klost and Cubby and Uric and Kara Fairfoot." And then these 2 halflings go and they said, "And Gimbal Grubs." And you see this massive...
Gimbal Grubs.
This massive dwarf. You know how dwarves are stocky, right? This guy is like stocky. He's a stocky. He is easily as wide as he is tall.
He's like Bomber from the Hobbit movies.
Basically, but you see this tiny group of gnome, halfling, and then this massive dwarf. And they are the Crumble Bums. And he says, "And our last team for the competition tonight,
I can't wait to hear.
we have the Baker's Dozen of Doom."
Yes. I feel like catnip should be an illegal substance, though, for a pie eating contest.
We can all see the map, so we know who's on this team.
Yes. So you see the 2 turtles who have been, the 2 out-of-town turtles. They come up, and then the announcer says, "Sheldon and Shelby Shelburne."
Oh, I love it.
The 2 tabaxis come up. And they take their places. And Tabitha and Thomas Rumpelteaser.
Tabitha.
Ornan leans over to Sheldon and says, "Good luck to you."
He says, "Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've never been in a fighting contest before."
Me neither. It's quite exciting.
It is. So this is high society.
Some more catnip for my room, please. Yes, some catnip for my lady.
Illegal substance.
You guys, I am so good at world building and improv.
This is amazing, okay? I love it.
Oh my gosh. The Crumble Bums was a good name, and then the Baker's Dozen of Doom. Just over the top.
I just did not expect it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is how this is going to work. This is a competition for eating pie, so it is going to be based off of constitution to see who can eat the most pie, because then the winners are going to go, as the song said, go and find their thrones in a stall, which is an allusion to a latrine, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the prize for winning this again?
I think it's pride.
Oh, damn, we don't even get anything cool?
It's all the pie you can eat.
Oh, great.
There are some medals.
Don't worry, Cilvy. If you don't want it, I'll eat some.
Do we get extra if we bleed?
Jeez. Are the medals just the spoons that you use to eat the pies?
Actually, so the way this pie contest works is that you have to have your hands tied behind your back.
Oh, yeah, the song said that.
Yes, and then the pie will be placed in front of you. You have to eat it as fast as you can, and then they will put another pie in front of you, and whoever can eat 3 pies the fastest, okay? So it's going to be based off of Constitution rolls, and we're going to do 3 different checks. If on your roll you get lower than a 5, then you lose right off the bat. And then anything between a 5 or a 15, we'll call that average. Anything above a 15, we'll call that a lead. In the second round, difficulties go up, but leads can be used to counter any bad rolls. And then in the third round, everyone's going to have disadvantage.
All right.
I'm so excited for this.
Sylvia's having regrets, but we're going to suffer through it.
It's all right, Cilvy. I can secretly eat some of yours.
Wait, is Ornan planning to cheat?
Oh, I mean, if you're not going to eat it all.
It's more the indignity of having my hands tied behind my back and eating with my face in a pie that bothers me. But don't worry, Ornan. Anything to win pride.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay, so Baldric looks over at you, Cilvy, and he says, "Don't worry. You son of a bitch, you got this." I can't remember what he actually said.
Your ass is crass and I'm gonna mow it, bud.
Whoa.
Cilvy, you have Baldric inspiration right now.
Oh, well, that's nice. Never mind. Take that.
We've already discussed this. It's a D8, so.
Yes, it's a D8. And Ted Redina strums her harp and says, "Go!" All right, we're going to roll some dice. Right off the bat, you look over to your right and you see, you know how turtles eat a leaf of lettuce?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I do know that they eat lettuce.
Yes, so the turtle couple is eating pie like you see a turtle eat lettuce. Nice and slow chomps. And then you look past them and you see the 2 tabaxis, Tommy and Tabitha Rumpelteaser. They have their faces right down in the pie, and they are lick, just lick it away. You realize they are not competition at all. Across the table, you see Closton Cubby and the 2 halflings, and Gimble Grubbs. Gimble Grubbs is the only one on that team who has competition. Closton Cubby and the 2 halflings, the pies are as big as their upper bodies. So you realize that they are probably not any competition either. It's really...
pocket to pie ratio isn't a factor here. Ornan and I got this.
That's right.
But it's the pythons who are going to be your real challenge. Sigrun, Pormando, Neldor, and Ileana Emberglow. All right, so I made some rolls. It looks like we have got 1 lead, and we've got 1 fail. All right, how did you guys do?
Ornan got an 11.
Sylvie rolled an 18 Constitution.
So, Cilvy, you have a lead right there. Ornan, you are just kind of sitting pretty, just right there in the middle of the pack.
Ornan's just enjoying himself too much to go fast.
Baldric and Danon also rolled a 15 and a 14. Baldric is actually pulling ahead a little bit. Danon is right there with Ornan. So we have Baldric and Cilvy are, right now, they are the fastest. Everyone is gathering around and cheering. Guy, what are you doing?
So something occurred to Matt in the week since we last recorded, which means that it occurred to Guy. He's going to make his way over toward Daria.
Okay. All right. Everyone is cheering. You see that Daria is not paying attention to you as you approach. As you do approach, you see she is this small halfling woman. She's got short red hair. It's done up. She's wearing a very beautiful dress. She's got weird sleeve things just past, like cuffs just past her elbows that aren't attached to the dress. But she's working it. It looks good. It looks good. So she is watching the pie eating contest. Before you say anything, Guy, I want you to make a perception check.
That's only an 11.
As you approach, you can tell she's not paying attention to the contest, but you can't see what has her attention. There's just too many people in here. Okay, back to the next round. Now the difficulty has gone up. Now it is a 17 to get another lead. If you get below a 10, you can use your lead to get back to average. I don't know if that makes any sense, but let's do it. We're going fast and loose with these rules.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness, you guys.
Remember your Baldric inspiration.
Okay, let's see. So that ended up being 13.
Ornan got a 9.
Oh, no. That is a loss, and you also did not have a lead to begin with. Ornan, you see the pack is just taking off, and I think you just instinctively know, you know what? I'm not going to win this, and you decide to enjoy your pie instead of forcing it down your gullet. All right, Cilvy, you ended up staying steady, so you still have one lead as we go into the third round. It looks like across from you, the Tiger Leonin, he has dropped off. He is not able to keep up. And then we also have Ileana Emberglow. She is no longer able to keep up either. We have Poor Mando, who is staying steady, and we have Neldor, who is pulling ahead with 2 leads.
Oh, whoa.
Bastard.
Baldric and Danon. Baldric has fallen back. He ate that first pie way too fast, and you can see he's like cramping up on his side, but his hands are tied, so he can't like hold his side as he goes for the second pie, and he actually ends up failing, so he ends up using his lead, and he is now right there in the middle of the road. But Danon starts to pull forward with a lead. So now we have Cilvy and Danon each have 1 lead. Neldor has 2. And that's really the only competition left. This competition is coming down to Danon, Cilvy, and Neldor for our final roll. But Guy, you see Daria is standing over there just kind of looking around the room. Her attention is elsewhere. What are you going to do?
Excuse me, aren't you Daria, the famous actress?
She looks at you and she says, yes, I am, yes. I play Nari in Unlikely.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, you are. I'm delighted to meet you. My name is Sleeve McDykel, and I'm a patron of the arts. Oh, look over there. See that? Is that Neldor Martin over there winning the pie eating contest right now?
She looks to see where you're pointing, and she turns back. She says, the Leonin man?
Yeah, I believe he's Neldor Martin. I imagine he's from Martin's Rest.
Oh. Well, I guess that would make sense if that was his last name.
Interesting. Well, anyway, I love theater. Do you ever make your way out to Martin's Rest?
No, there's no theater in Martin's Rest.
Oh, actually, I heard they were trying to start one here recently. What was it? They were trying to make an original play. I can't remember the name of it. It was something that started with an M. But they couldn't quite get the last scene to work, and so I don't think that theater really took off.
I'm trying to use Thieves' Cant to be sly here.
Why don't you make an insight check?
Okay. Oop. Come on, big money. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Guy, as you start talking about the theater, she at first is kind of ignoring you. She's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I love to travel with the troupe. Yes, it's been great fun. I love playing Nari. She's such a queen. And then you mention M and the last scene.
Yes.
You see her shoulders. She doesn't react openly to what you say, but you sense a hunch in her shoulders, ever so slight. And she turns to you and she says, "Well, if they ever do get it right, then and if it's a hit, maybe I'll audition. If you'll excuse me, I have to go powder my nose." And then she starts
Before she walks away, I'll just say,
Oh, I would, as a patron of the arts, I would love to support another effort out there in Martin's Rest. It was nice meeting you. Can I call you D?
Damn, dog.
Make a persuasion check.
and I specifically said I'm using my Queen's Scepter as a fancy cane.
That's right. Jeez.
So it's still not great though. It's only a 16 persuasion.
She looks at you and she says, "Only my closest friends call me D. You can call me Daria."
Well, maybe in the future we'll be a little closer.
Mr. Sleeve McDykel, should you... She kind of reaches into her bodice and she pulls out 2 tickets. She says, "Here, you should come see the show. We're starting back up again tomorrow night."
I'd love to.
And then she moves out and away and heads out the door looking for the powder room. As we go back to the Feast of Sweets, Sweets Feast, let's see
Time for the feast, sweet, sweet feast.
Where the real action's happening.
where the
That's
real
right.
action's happening. Yes. So here's what we need to have happen. Danon or Cilvy, you guys need to get a success to match Neldor. If Neldor gets another success, he's going to win because he's up by 1 on both of you. Okay, here's the deal. This time, we're dropping the difficulty back to 15, but we're rolling with disadvantage as you have flakes of crust like streaking the side of your face and getting caught up in your hair. You've got blueberry in your nose. You've got some pumpkin that's like stuck on your chin. And they bring out the last pie and shove it in front of you. And guess what? It's plum.
Just like the song.
Cilvy rolled a 4.
Oh, man.
Cilvy,
It's too much.
it's too much for you. It's just too much. Neldor rolled a 20 and a 15. We'll say this. If Danon can beat the 15, she cannot.
Oh, man.
As Danon struggles
no.
to get the last pie down, she says, "Oh, it's chicken pot pie. I'm a vegetarian." We have Neldor.
You said it was plum.
Mine was plum.
Everybody got a different pie.
Whole
Everybody got
form,
different
whole
pies.
form. You gave a known vegetarian a chicken pot pie.
It was random who got them, and you see Ileana Emberglow. She looks stuffed. You see that everyone else is kind of sitting back and just watching now to see who's going to win. And Neldor Martin, without breaking a sweat, gobbles up his last pie. He grabs it, the tin with his teeth, throws it into the crowd, stands up and starts whooping and hollering, "Yes, I'm the champion! Yes!"
Could you imagine doing a chicken pot pie in a pie eating contest?
That's so that's so gross.
Nasty, so nasty.
Some of it was pizza pie, actually, in case you were wondering.
Oh, I could do the pizza pie.
Shepherd's pie.
I could do a shepherd's pie. All right, you guys. As the pie eating contest comes to an end, the swordmaster up on the balcony, he calls and he says, valiant showing from most of you. Pythons, please arise and come up here onto the balcony for you to receive your rewards for winning the Feast of Sweets, Sweets Feast." And then everyone kind of claps as they move off. And then some servants come and they remove the tables from the middle of the room. You see that they are also coming out with like cups of water or wine for everybody. And then also you see that there are some of these butlers and maids are coming around with trays of food, little finger food, and they start moving around the party as Ted Rodina heads back up onto the balcony, and Connie Dupree and the Nubile Nine,
Jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
they start playing again. So there is now some background music, and you guys are free to move around and speak with who you want to.
Okay, so now that the pie eating contest is over, do you guys understand what was going on between Guy and Daria?
Yes.
I think so. I think I got it.
Okay, so for our listeners, back in Martin's Rest, the note that we got from Megan was signed from somebody named D, and they used theater terminology. They talked about moving on to the next scene. And so I'm like, wait a second, Daria starts with a D, and there's also been this weird, like, she's not performing up to, like, what she normally does, which means maybe she's, like, maybe her plan wasn't working right, and so she was down and she wasn't performing like she normally would. So I took a gamble, and it
Damn, I
turns
didn't
out...
even notice the theater speak.
Yeah, it turns out I was right.
Yeah.
You think you might have been right.
If nothing else, Sleeve McDykel got some tickets out of it.
I'll make sure not to show her my back scratcher.
Yes.
Well, should we be a little bit more concerned then? It
No,
seems
Ornan
like
doesn't know. Ornan doesn't know.
Plus, no, I have the back scratcher, didn't we? We put the banner on it, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
That's right. You have it.
Obviously not out right now. I didn't bring my backpack and all my extra gear and stuff. So
Well, you can't have a back scratcher as a staff when you have a scepter.
yeah.
Obviously.
You could have made the banner like a twirling baton with.
I'll come over to you guys to congratulate you. Congratulations on a well-fought fight. If you're going to lose to anyone, I was hoping it would be that cute turtle couple, but Neldor, I guess, is a fine second.
They didn't eat that team, the Baker's Dozen of Doom, did not even finish one pie. None of them did. In fact, you look over at the pies from the cats, and the center is just kind of like licked
Wet.
out of it. You know, it's just
They're sandpaper tongues, yeah.
they're over there.
man.
Yeah, they're over there right now, like cleaning themselves. They're cleaning each other right now with their tongues. Here, you got some
Aw.
right here. And then the turtles, Sheldon and Shelby, Shelburne. I'm like, that was so fun. High society. I know, dear. It's so great.
I love them.
Something to tell your grandkids about.
I want vignettes of them going back home and like talking to their grandkids.
Next time we do Tales of Via Severia, we got to do the turtle family and the
Oh my God,
the
yes.
Tabaxi family.
That would be awesome.
Their adventures in the city afterward.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. All right. By the way, Gimble Grubbs, the huge dwarf, he moves off. Closton Cubby and these two other halflings, they start to move off and start to mingle with the crowd. So what are you guys going to do?
I'm going to go over to the party, specifically to Cilvy and Ornan. I will say, do you remember in Martin's Rest, there was a letter from a D? Well, I think that D was Daria.
Are you sure?
I tested it, and I think I'm right. But let's keep it on the down low for now. If she talks to you, my name is Sleeve McDykel, and I was just congratulating you on a well-fought fight, and better luck next time.
Bruce McSleeve, McGee.
I'm not going to be able to keep up all of the aliases.
Oh, honey,
You'll have to write them down for me.
look at your jacket. Okay, see the sleeve there? That's my name.
No, my coat doesn't have sleeves. Oh, my shirt.
Oh, your shirt. Yes, your shirt.
Oh.
All right, that's my name. Sleeve McDykel.
Sleeve.
All right. Well, good job, everyone. I have to go talk to some other people now.
All right.
As Sleeve McDykel, as you move off, Lewix, this Goliath woman, comes wandering over to Ornan. She says, I expected you to perform better.
You know, I thought I would too, but I was quite enjoying that pie, and you know, when there's a thing you savor, sometimes it's best to take your time with it.
So you're saying that sometimes I'm not going to say. Oh my gosh!
Ornan was talking about pie.
Yeah, she is definitely thinking you're talking about a different pie.
He's talking about pie.
Ornan was 100% thinking of pie and talking about pie.
She's like, well, what do I say to that? Because she totally read it the wrong way. Oh my gosh.
How about that arm wrestle?
Yeah, let's, yes, Why don't we arm wrestle? She's gonna go off into the corner again with you to go find a place to do your arm wrestle. Cilvy, what are you gonna do? Baldric and Danon kind of move off and start to kind of mingle with the crowd again. Actually, Baldric is going to go up and start having like a little bit of a conversation with Tedwardina, kind of talk shop a little bit.
Cilvy wanted to find that dwarf, that oracle.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, he's easy to spot. He has not moved the whole night. He is standing by the staircase. As you recall, the Grand Tower's ballroom. It is a ballroom with a balcony on the north side and a balcony on the south side. There is a staircase that goes to the north balcony in the northwest corner, and a staircase that goes to the balcony in the southeast corner. And Oracle Gralin Runeglow has been talking to the High Archivist, the Chief Archivist of the Prolian Archive, this goblin man. He has been talking to him there all night long. You moved past him. You did not speak to him yet, but it looks like they are just having a conversation. You are more than welcome to go over and talk to them. You see that as typical, galas and things, people wander in and out of conversations, oh, hey, it's good to see you again. Here, give me 1 second. I'll get to you. That kind of moving from one conversation to the next, all very, very fluid, unless you're the Giants of Gaul or Torgal's Tuskers, because they all kind of look a little bit awkward, or at least a couple of them do.
I am not. So I will walk up and I will, try to casually say, oh, Mr. Oracle, Mr. Growlin, Runeglow, is it?
Yes, that is my name, yes. You are?
Oh, my name is Cilvy, or Sally with no last name, but some people call me Cilvy. What's my last name?
I thought
Poor,
it was
but
your...
not too poor for this place.
That's what I was just about to say.
No, Cilvy will say, my name is Sally, but some people call me Cilvy Everpine. And she'll kind of say that a little bit quietly and say, I'm a big fan of your work. I would love to chat with you.
Oh, Everpine, you say?
Yes. Technically, though, no last name.
He turns to the goblin. He says, Professor Grimskank, I will, I'll continue this conversation later.
Oh my gosh, these names are fire tonight.
Jeez.
So Professor Grimskank, who is this, he's a
Now
goblin,
I don't want to
right?
send him away.
I know, right?
He's a goblin with glasses. He's super cute. He's got like a bluish green robe on with a hood, like the other archivists of the Prolian Archive have worn in the past. You guys have already spoken with Professor Ironspark, who was a gnome over in Redlum. So this is Professor Grimskank. He says, all right, Oracle, I'll find you later. We can continue this discussion. Like I say, I'm very concerned about these necropurges and these risings up, but I can't find anything in the histories about this, not in the recent history. We can continue this conversation later. And then Oracle Gralin kind of says, yes, I'll find you later. And then he turns to you, Cilvy, as Professor Grimskank moves away.
Professor Grimskank, he's very serious about how much he loves ska music.
That's right. Yes. A grim determination to skank. All right. So, Cilvy, you are now relatively alone with Oracle Gralin Runeglow, this older dwarven man. He is dressed in a very fine robe. He's got a staff in his hand with an intricate golden headpiece on the staff, some kind of a symbol of state for being the Oracle of Savris here in the city of Cladvina. As you would know, I'm just going to refresh everybody. Divination done through any kind of arcane means is no longer in vogue. And so the story is that now the Temple of Savris it's called the Isle of Mirrors. It's just kind of become a picnic place. It's a very beautiful building. There are some benches. It's on its own little island with there's no bridge to get there, so you have to take a gondola. It's almost like a romantic destination. But that is what you know about worship of Savris here in the city. But here you have a man who calls himself the Oracle, but then also claims to not do any divination anymore. So, Everpine, that's a unique name.
It is. I thought that there might be a chance, there might be a chance that we might be from the same area. What's your history? I'm sure someone as famous as you probably has it written down everywhere, but I haven't read it yet.
Oh no, I assure you, I've been here in Cladvina for many years, 25, 26 years now. I've been the Oracle of the Temple of Savras for the last 15, and I've sat upon the Council of Clerics in that time. What about you? How old are you?
I'm only 20. So I know you would have been gone before me. I thought that maybe we might have been from similar towns.
I'm not sure if we are. Where are you from? You can see he is. You don't even have to make an insight or perception check. You can tell that he is being as cagey as an old dwarven diviner can be.
That's fair. Cilvy is not going to directly answer that, and just going to say, "Oh, well, and forest, pine forests, gnome things. You understand."
I do.
So, the necropurges. Do you have a special interest in that as a oracle?
Oh, how would he respond?
That's really more Professor Grimskank's interest.
He just wanted to say Grimskank.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
It's a great name. I'm thinking about changing mine.
Well, of course, yeah, no, we were just discussing the recent rise in necro activity, and the Krahanest making moves here in Cladvina. I mean, we all know that, 20, 25 years ago, there was a movement down in Loxania, and here recently, there was one here a little closer to home, but this one seems a little different. These necropurges, they're unprecedented, how often they are happening. We all expect a little bit of undead activity now and again, but this is on a scale that I was speaking with Grimskank, and he informed me that this kind of a scale has not been seen in decades or even centuries.
If only there was a way for us to foresee what could be going on.
I mean, it doesn't take woo-woo and magic to figure out that something bigger may be going on. And I think personally that this necrotic activity is more a symptom and not necessarily the problem itself.
Oh, that's an interesting take. Something destroying the actual environment?
Potentially. Sally, Everpine, you say. I would like to show you around the Isle of Mears.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love a tour.
But fantastic. I tell you what, why don't you come to visit the Isle of Mears tomorrow, sometime in the morning, and I'll make sure to give you a personal tour. I think you'd really enjoy it.
That would be appreciated. I will let my companions know.
Companions? He kind of looks around.
Yeah, well, it's a small group.
Anybody else from your hometown?
Not here. No, I struck out on my own, relatively recently.
Oh, okay. Well, Sally, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to showing you around the Isle of Mears on the morrow.
I'll be there.
Okay, awesome. And then he goes back to go find Professor Grimskank. Make a perception check or an insight check as you end this conversation.
All right, come on, big money. That was a 9.
All right. You lose him in the crowd relatively quickly as he is shorter than a lot of the people here. And so are you. All right. Okay.
It's like trying to drive in Utah in my little Honda Civic, and I'm just surrounded by these giant jacked up pickups.
Oh my gosh.
Ornan, you and Liwix are off in a corner. You both have your arms up on one of these little coffee tables, and you have gripped hands.
Gee, your hand is huge.
Your hand is surprisingly strong.
Oh, well, we shall see.
as you are getting ready for the arm wrestling to begin,
She reaches out and tickles your armpit.
No, you feel as she has her hand in yours, you can feel like with one of her fingers, she kind of starts rubbing the back of your hand.
Oh dear. I might be in over my head.
That's one strategy to win.
I mean, you're literally over your head, yes.
Yes, you are quite literally over your head. All right. You guys are in the position. One of the other giants of Gaul has stood up. He's this large Goliath man. He is, let's see here. He is got like purple tattoos on his face. His hair is long and tied back. Some Goliaths actually have like that pupilless eye where it's just all white. He is one of these who doesn't even have pupils, it doesn't look like. Approaching 8 feet tall, just this massive man. And you have never seen somebody so tall, so imposing, and so powerful look so uncomfortable in a situation. But now that you guys are ready to start the arm wrestling, he is ready for it, right? He's got both of your hands. He's holding both of your hands, and he's like, on my count, ready, set, wrestle. And then he lets go. And now we are going to do opposed athletics checks.
All right.
Whoa.
Ornan got a 25.
Oh
Nice.
my
Oh,
god.
hell yeah, Ornan!
Are there any special rules?
You have to kiss at the end.
It looks like Liwix got a 21.
Oh.
Ornan, you are beating her. You can feel she is giving everything she's got, and even though your forearm is easily half as long as hers, you just somehow managed to get her arm over. She is almost ready to touch the table with the back of her hand, and we are going to do one more opposed roll to see if you can seal the deal.
In more ways than one.
Oh, what did you get, Ornan?
Ornan got a 22 this time.
And she got a 19.
Ornan is gonna almost win, and then let her win.
Boo!
Make a deception check. Or sleight of hand.
Oh man,
You're both of your strong suits.
I know. I'm gonna actually. I have advantage on sleight of hand because of one of my abilities.
Okay. You have to beat a 16.
I got an 18.
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
Oh my goodness. I thought for sure she was going to find out you would let her win. But just as you're about to win, you give in just a little bit and she cranks your arm over, almost hurting you in the process. And when your hand hits the other side of the table literally cracks. The tabletop breaks. and you can see as she like stops arm wrestling, she lets go. You can see her shoulders and her chest are heaving with exertion. And she is eyeing you. You can see a little bit of sweat trickling down her forehead, and she is making eyes at you.
Kiss.
Ornan says, "Well, that was quite enjoyable. We should spar sometime."
Everything you say can be read a different way. I love it.
And why is it that Danon is always here to see your conquests?
But I don't know.
Okay, so as you say that we should spar again someday, she's like, I think we should spar again tonight. She's like breathing.
Well, I could go and get my things, and I have this hammer that I use. What kind of weapon do you use?
Oh, God.
Dude, the way you just said when he talked about a hammer.
She's
Don't
like,
worry, it's rubber, babe.
Ornan still does not get. He still has not made the connection.
all right. We're going to cut there with Ornan and Liwix, and we are going to cut over to Guy. Guy, what are you doing?
So Guy is actually he needs to get eyes on Nalira Silvercrest now that he's had some other interactions. So he's actually going to head over to the northwest and try to head to the north balcony.
Okay,
up those
cool.
stairs.
Yeah, not a problem. You move past the arch
And
prelate.
I'm gonna leave Prancival down here to just kind of mingle.
Okay, you walk up the stairs. As you get to the top of the stairs, you can see that Swordmaster Gelmar is talking with Neldor and the other members of the Pythons up here. You see that there are these two prelates of Aeona. They are not talking to each other, and you see that one of the prelates, who has like long kind of black hair down to past his shoulders, he is sitting next to one of these Navorian wardens, these armored soldiers who accompany the Navorian spellcasters. You can see that he, though, looks incredibly comfortable and confident in his position. And unlike...
He looks like a long-haired version of the non-James Corden guy from The Wrong Mans.
He looks like he needs to be punched in the face. I don't trust this guy.
He looks vastly different than any of the other Navorians that you've seen. You can see he's got a couple of little accoutrements, like little prayers and stuff stitched, but nothing like the big, long prayer rolls that were stitched onto the other Navorians. He doesn't have bandages on. He doesn't look like he self-flagellates in any way. He seems supremely confident, put together, just sitting there. But you can also see Ted Redina is speaking with Baldric the Black. You can see Connie Dupree and the Nubile Nine. And on the other balcony across the way, you can see Nalira Silvercrest. She is speaking with an older couple. The man is thin and lean. He has a soldier's build. He has a thick gray, almost white beard. You can see he's wearing a black doublet. You can see that you assume it must be his wife. She is also older, probably in her early 70s. She's got gray hair held up. She's got a little circlet on, and she's wearing a beautiful gold thread dress.
Yeah, but she's a gilf.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And the other gilf up there is Nalira Silvercrest, as she is talking with them.
Okay, so
Are there any husbands lately?
So they're on the other balcony, just so everyone is aware.
Okay, great. So I'm glad I had a 50-50 chance. I'm glad I ended up on the balcony I wanted to be on. So the Navorian guy, he looks like the actor Matthew Bainton with long hair.
Gotcha. The guy from You, Me, and the Apocalypse.
Yes.
Yes.
But not Rob Lowe. Anyway, looks like Neldor is Neldor talking with the sword guy.
Yes. Swordmaster Gelmar, yes.
And they're all talking still?
Yeah, they're still talking. They're just chatting now at this point.
Okay. I have an in with Neldor, so I'm actually going to go behind the group and kind of put my hand on Neldor's shoulder and try to break in between the two of them so I can talk to this to Neldor and this other important person.
Oh, you mean Pormando?
No, this guy here.
Yeah, I know. Swordmaster, the guy in the armor, the guy who was kind of running the show, the acolyte, the priest basically of Tempest. Okay, yeah, poor Mando makes room. You have this way about you with all of your charisma and stuff of just kind of sliding into a conversation. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Anyway, that's how I imagine Guy enters the conversation.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Anyway, hey Neldor, congratulations on your victory.
Oh, thank you. He holds up. He's got a ribbon around his neck with basically an Olympic gold medal, and he holds it up. He says, "It's chocolate."
That's amazing.
Just what you need after a pie eating contest.
Well, it will last at least. I'll have it around for a while. Anyway,
and I'll reach out my arm to kind of introduce myself to the man across from him and say, "We haven't been introduced. My name is Guy."
He reaches out a hand. He says, "My pleasure to meet you, Guy. A nice breastplate."
Oh, thank you. I love horses.
My eyes are up here.
Are you competing tomorrow in the Feast of Sweets tournament?
No, I'll be watching though, and I'll be cheering on the participants. I'm thinking of putting money on the Giants of Gaul.
Oh, that's a good choice. They won 2 or 3 years ago. They had a very valiant showing last year, but yes, a good choice.
Well, anyway, I'll put my arm kind of around Neldor and kind of pull in closer to this guy, and I'll say, "You look like you have some authority here. I can't speak too much, and I probably shouldn't be seen by her, but I wanted to let you know, the woman across the way talking to that couple,
Be sly about it. Don't be super obvious when you turn around to look at her.
How sly can he be? Oh,
A 5.
he rolled a 5. Oh, wait. And he's wearing plate armor, so I think he has disadvantage. Oh, his second one was a natural
That's
20.
literally me anytime Brian tells me don't look over there.
His armor just creaks. He's like,
Yeah.
screech.
He turns around and looks. He's like, oh, yes, what about her? She's speaking with Count Romuald Orzel and his wife, Flidolis.
That is dangerous. The woman across the way, her name is Nalira Silvercrest. She is wanted in Redlam with a connection to Baal worship and the murder of her former husbands and lovers. You need to look into her. You need to make sure that the right people look into her. I need to get out of sight now. I was once her target. I can't say more, but Neldor can vouch for my word.
As you are saying that, you can see like Nalira and this countess stand up and they give each other a hug like bosom buddies, basically. And you see that everyone seems very, very happy over there in that conversation. Swordmaster Gelmar looks across and he looks back at you and he says, she is a Baal worshipper and wanted in Redlam? I'm going to need you to make a persuasion check.
And I'll wave my scepter in front of his face and do it with advantage. And, I got a nat 20 for a 28.
He looks at you and he says, that is a very serious accusation. I can guarantee you it will be looked into. If a worshipper of Baal is already gaining a foothold with the current leader of Pithrian Barony while the Baroness is away, that is dangerous indeed.
Okay, I appreciate you looking into it. She's dangerous.
I consider it a duty, an honor to look into this.
And then as I pass by the Fire Genasi lady, I'll say, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. And then I'll just head down the stairs.
Yeah, she scowls at you. All right, fantastic. Okay, so we have Shireen Shadow Rose. She did give Guy her room number.
Yeah, she did.
She started talking with Anthony Fletcher, who was this man from Corbuli that you guys ran into, who you did not give him a ride. She is still talking to him. You see that other people that you have interacted with so far here in town are moving about the party. It seems like people are having some drinks, they're eating some food, but it also seems like potentially you guys have been...
Shoot! Actually, it's not Redlam, it was Beargrad, wasn't it?
It was Beargrad.
Okay, I'll go back up and say, sorry, no, it was Beargrad, not Redlam. I misspoke. Sorry. Beargrad. She's wanted in Beargrad.
With your natural 20, I believe everything you say.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Okay, very good. I want everyone, as the party starts to kind of wind down, I want everyone to make just one last either perception or investigation or insight check. Pick one of those to do.
Guy rolled an 18.
Ornan got a 19 insight.
Sylvie got a 17 investigation.
You guys all rolled really well, and it was all the different things. Okay, Ornan, with your insight of 19, Lewix is expecting you to come back to her room tonight, and not for the kind of wrestling you were thinking she was meaning. Although that might be involved.
I think I'm in over my head.
And she's like, come here, little man. she puts you over her shoulder and walks out. Oh, man.
There's the Xbox thing that says kink unlocked.
And Guy will yell out to him, like, Ornan, don't wear her out. I have money on her team tomorrow.
Oh, don't worry. We'll keep her real limber.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. As you're looking around the room, you just get this feeling with your 19 insight that there was definitely more going on here than it looked on the surface. I think, Ornan, you're not always the most insightful guy. You do okay, but this is not necessarily your scene, but somehow you managed to pick up on a lot of the underlying current here, and that is deals are being made. And deals are being made here at this ball, at this festival, this Feast of Sweets Feast, that are being made sometimes between different groups here, just across the ballroom from each other. Right? This has been fun. The pie eating contest was fun, and yet you get the distinct impression things happened tonight at this ballroom that will change the course of Cladvina for the next few months, maybe even years.
Yeah, we lost the pie eating contest.
You get the impression that more happened here, and that more is still happening and going on than it looks like on the surface. Guy, with your perception check, and Cilvy with your investigation check, both of you spot at the same time. I think, Cilvy, you've been watching people, and you've been watching just the different people around here. There's lots of different groups of people. There's different species. There's different, there's Tabaxi, there's a couple Dragonborn, there's Goliaths, there's 2 elves. They are the only 2 elves besides the prelate up on the balcony that are here in this room, besides Guy. And they have been aloof and apart the whole time. Cilvy, with your your investigation, you've been keeping an eye on them, and you have seen who they have been watching and who has been talking to them, and it has been very, very rare for them to have a conversation with anybody. You did notice them talking with that Leonin man who was tiger striped. His name was Sigrun. They talked, and they talked for quite some time. But with your investigation as you were watching them, and with Guy, with your perception score, you also see right at the end of the night, Daria has come back, and she is speaking with the elves. You see it happen. Cilvy, you've been watching longer, and you recognize they talk for about 30 or 45 seconds before they all 3 go their separate ways. Daria moving north to head up towards the balcony, and these 2 elves actually move back towards the exit of the ballroom where their butler has been standing, who I guess he's another elf, and they all convene over by the door to leave, and they head out of the ballroom. As you guys are having these last conversations, as you're making these last little observations, you see that Swordmaster Gelmar stands back up, and he speaks up. He says, "Lords and ladies, gentle folk, we have just received word that the streets are slightly more dangerous tonight than in the past. So for all who are leaving the Grand Towers Hotel this night, take extra caution and care. The city's guards and sailors are out in force, and as of this morning, thanks to Count Romuald Orzel," and he kind of motions over to that thin man with the thick kind of gray beard in the black doublet, who raises up his hand and kind of nods. He says, "Thanks to Count Romuald Orzel, the Ram's Head Guild of Syrian mercenaries is assisting in keeping Cladvina safe. Should anyone desire an escort to their lodgings who don't already have one, please see Mr. Bell, the head concierge, down at the front desk." And he points to this man who looks like Mr. Belvedere. "And accommodations can be made. Now, get some rest, for tomorrow is the first day of the Feast of Sweets tournament, with bouts between the Giants of Gaul and the Razorwind Warband." Only 2 groups that are here that are part of the fighting are the Giants of Gaul and Torgal's Tuskers. "We will also see a battle between the Grimfangs taking on the B side."
What?
Oh boy, that sounds
thrilling. Oh no. Oh no.
Torgal's Tuskers is set to go up against the Dawnfire Brigade, and the final match of the afternoon will be between Ernesto Stonelance and the Vanguard against Wilhelm and Associates.
What?
Okay, all right.
What?
This is intense.
There's a smattering of applause.
Ornan whispers into Luix's ear, says, "I think that was me and my friends."
She's kind of bouncing you on her knee. I imagine that you're sitting on her lap and she's kind of bouncing
she had
you
me
on
over
her knee.
her shoulder.
Well, she adjusted.
Oh, okay.
And she says, "Oh, you're with Wilhelm and Associates. Very interesting. I didn't know you were fighting."
I didn't either.
Is this a Goblet of Fire situation?
It must be.
Because I didn't put her
We've
name.
been Goblet of Fired.
You guys reconvene with at least Baldric and Danon. And Ornan, are you going to leave Liwix, who seems very intent on keeping a hold of your hand?
Well, I think I need to speak with my friends a moment.
Don't leave me waiting long.
I won't.
Good.
Oh, yikes!
All right, so you head back over to the group.
You can't play with women's hearts like that, Ornan. Someday you're gonna get hurt.
Cilvy, I don't know what I was getting myself into until the last moment.
I feel like you could say that one time, but 2 times it seems like, and almost 3. I don't know, but
No. With Gilda, nothing happened. We just drank all night.
So Baldric says, wait, I thought we were talking about the fact that you all signed up for the Feast of Sweets, the Feast of Sweets tournament. I can't say it anymore. The Feast of Sweets tournament without telling me.
No, we didn't.
we did not.
We didn't.
Somebody signed us up. Danon.
She's like, I didn't sign you up.
I think actually we specifically said we don't want to fight.
Right.
I'm also concerned about the B-side.
Wait, the B-side. The B-side means nothing to us. What does that even mean?
You're right. We don't know what that means.
And honestly, unless records have been invented in this world as well, like the B-side, it's just nonsense.
Well, it's like the if you're working on a tablet, the B-side is the backside of it, right?
That's what I'm always saying.
Oh, so it's a butt joke. It's the B-side is for the backside.
Yes, exactly.
Now I get it.
Oh my gosh.
How did we get signed up? And who do we talk to about getting us out of this?
You would know that the person to talk to would be Swordmaster.
I have to go talk to
Belmont.
that guy again.
Yes, I don't know if there's only 3 of us, and
Well, there's 5, 6 of us potentially. But Baldric and
I'm no
Danon,
fighter.
it's more of a martial thing, right? It's more of a get in there with your swords and your axes and your armor and things.
And I'm just a little girl.
That's what I'm saying. What are you gonna do? Play your flute at him?
Baldric says, I've seen the way you fight, and I don't think it will go over well. Well, it
No.
might go over well with the masses, but I don't think it will go over well with certain members of the population here.
Yeah, we do lots of Degeneration X suckets, which I don't think the church would like.
I think it's one of their commandments. It's like the 11th or 12th one. Don't do the suck it symbol.
Yeah. And honestly, my entrance music is the same entrance music as Billy Gunn. I'm an ass man.
Oh my gosh. As you guys are discussing the Feast of Sweets tournament, you can hear Torgal, the orc of Torgal's Tuskers. You can hear him talking to some of these people, and he's like, "Oh, brother, I'm gonna, I was gonna be. Let me tell you." And I was like,
And Bonesi's ready.
yes. You can see he's like
Oh my God.
he's like totally hyping up the Torgal's Tuskers. All right, but it looks like the Feast of Sweets Sweets Feast is winding down, and people are beginning to leave. So, Guy, are you going to go talk to Gelmar, the Swordmaster?
Yeah, I'll go back and talk to him again.
Okay. Yeah, you go on up. Actually, he is starting to come down as he is getting ready to leave. You can see that he is trying to be nonchalant, but he is keeping an eye on Nalira, who is also coming down the other balcony as she starts to move out of the ballroom. But you catch him as he moves down the stairs.
So I see what he's doing, so I'm going to do like a little bit of a walk and talk and be like, Wilhelm and Associates, I've heard that name before. I wasn't aware they were joining the tournament. You see, I'm associated with Wilhelm and Associates, and we most definitely did not sign ourselves up.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me that Wilhelm and Associates, who is scheduled to fight tomorrow, that you you did not sign up, or that you're not going to fight?
We didn't sign ourselves up. Somebody signed us up without our knowledge.
That is highly irregular. He kind of looks at you, he's like, are you just getting cold feet?
I mean, I can fight, but there's no way I'm going to win. Look at me. I mean, you can't see my face because I'm wearing this helmet because I made a vow.
I forgot about the vow.
I'm very lean in my muscle mass.
Well, so you're telling me you are an associate of this Wilhelm, and you are not wanting to fight.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. We're more like investigators. Like, one of our members plays the flute, and I'm more of like the face. I guess his name was Face on the A-team, huh? I'm more of the face from the A-team on our team.
Templeton Peck.
Yes, I'm more the Templeton Peck.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes, I am of that generation. I understand what you mean completely.
Jeez. And you see that guy over there, the little gnome? He's our B.A. Baracus.
Oh, yes. You can see he's getting upset. He says, the Feast of Sweets tournament might have a silly name, but it is an important part of the culture here in Cladvina, and especially with the worship of Tempest here in the area. For someone to take it lightly and sign up somebody who did not wish to fight, it is an offense. It is an offense, and it is... I have a mind to find out who has broken our rules and bylaws and challenge them. I tell you what, Mr. Guy, right? You told him what your name was, right?
Some people know me by other names, but Guy for you, yes. It's important is my work as the Templeton Peck of our group.
I think we need a diagram of who knows you by what name.
Yes, we do.
Oh my god, we actually do.
He says, I will, when I get back to the Tempestarium this evening, I will make sure to take you off of the bracket. Ernesto Stonelance and the Vanguard will then move on to the second round without being challenged, but...
I'm sure the B team will be able to get him.
Well, the B team will be facing the Razorwind Warband, so they'll have their hands full. No, sorry, they're facing the Grimfangs. If you can come to the Tempestarium tomorrow, maybe I can find out a little more about who may have signed you up and why.
Is there like a time you'd like? Because I'm meeting a woman in the morning and then I'm supposed to go to the play tomorrow night, so I want to accommodate your schedule.
So the tournament begins at noon, so if you could come before then, I would appreciate it.
I will do that. I'll do that. Thank you so much. Now I know you're doing something else, so I'll leave you to it.
Okay. When you come back to the group, Ornan, Luix has literally lifted you up and she's baby Bjorning you.
I don't hate this. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good luck, Ornan.
And Luix takes Ornan out the door. Oh my gosh. All right. You all then begin to leave the ballroom and head back towards suite number 302, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right. So the night is pretty much over. It is late. You guys are all heading back to Suite 302, except for Ornan. So Cilvy and Guy, I want you guys to make perception checks.
Guy rolled an 11.
Hey, Cilvy rolled an 18.
Oh, nice.
Cilvy, as you roll your 18, you see coming out of the room across the hall, you see an older elvish man. He is dressed in a nice jacket. He's got a little red tie. It's green with some gold chasing on it on his jacket. His hair is cut short and slicked back. He is a private butler, not one of the butlers who is like that works here at the Grand Towers Hotel. You recognize him from the ball just upstairs. This is the butler of that elvish couple who left after speaking with Daria. He moves off down the hall away from the suites.
I'm gonna yell intruder.
Oh, he was not in your suite. He was in the suite across the hall.
Oh, I thought you were saying he was coming out of our suite room.
Oh no, he's coming from out of the suite from across the hall.
Oh, okay. Sorry, never mind.
Okay. Mr. Vidir is here, and he says, will you be needing anything more this evening?
Tell me, Mr. Vidir, and be honest, did you sign up Wilhelm and Associates for the Feast of Sweets tournament?
He's like, who are Wilhelm and Associates, sir?
Good answer, I believe you. You know what I could use? What's something you drink at night?
Warm milk.
Scotch on the rocks.
I'll have a cognac. Do you drink cognac at night?
Drunks do.
Bring me a brandy.
Very good. And for you, miss?
Oh, I'd just take tea, please.
Isn't cognac brandy? Or am I not?
I don't know
It is.
alcohol.
It's a type of brandy, yeah.
Give me my cognac brandy.
And I'll have a white and or red.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
All right. You guys are here now in your suite. Danon moves off into Annalise's room and changes back into her customary clothes out of this very nice dress. Baldric is also here in the room. I don't suppose you mind if I crash here for the night. Apparently the streets aren't safe. A little more rowdy than normal tonight.
Yes.
I don't think Ornan's going to use his bed tonight, so...
Oh, yeah, Ornan's bed. Yeah, that one's empty, yeah.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before the end of the night?
I have the room number for Neldor's sister, for Shireen. I don't remember if she said to see her tomorrow or if she wants me to come over tonight.
It did just happen earlier today. She just gave you the number, and she didn't say when to come by or not, I don't believe.
We could probably go check in on Shireen before we go to bed if you're feeling up to it. Otherwise, we can try to fit it in tomorrow. Man, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Listen, here's what I got going. I have to meet a fire genasi about a kick-ass helmet. I have to go to the Tempestarium to make sure that Wilhelm and Associates doesn't get outed as Behoftmas in a big fight in front of the whole city. And then I have tickets to go see the play tomorrow night. Unlikely.
As you pull out the tickets, you see that the tickets say VIP.
And they're VIP tickets.
When you turn them over, you see on the back it says backstage meet and greet.
There's a backstage meet and greet. I only have 2 of them, though.
Well, I have to go to the Island of Mirrors tomorrow. I need to speak a little bit more with this oracle. But I would be careful. That Daria seems like maybe she's not all she claims to be.
She is slippery. I'm being very careful. But tell me more about this oracle.
Yes, yeah, the dwarven gentleman. He invited me over to the island. We'll see how it goes. I think he might be involved with my family, or the hive, I should say.
Oh, okay. So he's not just being like a creepy old guy inviting a younger woman over to impress her with his architecture.
No.
To impress her with his mirrors.
with his spires.
Yes.
I am impressed by spires, so I'll admit that does do it for me.
So you might be connected to the hive somehow?
Yes, if he is who I think he is. He left, well, I don't know, a long time ago, at least 20 years ago, before I was born.
Oh, okay. And that Professor Grimskank, does he seem on the up and up?
Well, he seems like he's concerned about the necro purge.
Oh, I think we all should be.
I agree.
Streets are getting worse. I wonder if that's Jib Jab's influence. Or Bubbles. That's right, we know that Bubbles is alive still. Oh.
Yeah. And the paper that you have did say that an influx of Krahanest wounded was expected in the city.
Do we think that's what's causing the ruckus tonight as well?
Probably.
If I remember right, the vision was Bubbles like scrubbing out the protective symbol in town.
Yeah, Cilvy, you still have that symbol that has been drawn in your book. If you want to spend some time with it, you can maybe get some more information about that symbol.
Yeah, that is absolutely what Cilvy wants to do tonight.
Okay, cool. All right, Cilvy, you get out your book. You start looking over that symbol. We'll have you make an Arcana check in just a second. Guy, what are you going to do?
Well, I could go see Shireen, or I could try to see her tomorrow. But I don't want to go by myself.
Ornan, what are you up to?
Graphic description, please, Ornan.
Well, the braids I'm thinking of, I'd like the mustache to go into the beard a little bit, and...
She's like, I'd like your mustache to go somewhere else.
Oh, dear!
I like how forward she is. She knows what she wants, and she's clearly communicating it.
I appreciate it, honestly.
And Ornan is so embarrassed and nervous about the whole thing.
Do we fade to black for Ornan?
Oh, man. I think so.
Okay. Ornan fades to black.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
But
so good.
I do want... He's getting his beard braided with Lewix.
If you know what I mean. Oh, yeah.
honestly, I think that's a very sweet thing, a sweet ritual to do after the deed. Just braiding each other's beards.
That is cute.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, so Guy, Baldric is here if you wanted to take him with you, potentially. He is just kind of like lounging and sitting back. There's a knock on the door in a little bit, and Mr. Vidier brings you your cognac brandy. And he brings a cup of goat milk for Danon. She's like, I got hooked on the stuff.
Back when she would suckle herself.
No, she had that goat that she rode.
Butterscotch. It was
That's
butterscotch.
right. She didn't turn into a goat. She rode a goat. Yeah. That's way less gross.
We loved butterscotch, though. She had like a king or something that she went back to.
She went back to Sir Bleats-a-lot.
That's right.
It's funny that I can remember that name, but I can't remember the names of anybody at the party.
So this has been a little bit of a slappy episode, but it's been fun. Okay, so Guy, you can decide what you want to do, but Cilvy, why don't you go ahead and make an Arcana check?
All right, let's do it. What do we got
Difficulty
here?
15.
Oh my god, are you serious? I rolled a nat 1
Oh no!
Oh, no.
for an 8.
Jeez.
You start erasing the symbol. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You feel like there's something there that you're just not. There's something more to it. You just can't quite put your finger on it, and you think maybe you'll have fresh eyes in the morning or something. But for now, you think that your brain's just not in it. Too much pumpkin and blueberry and plum pie.
Well, damn it, that was not very impressive.
So, Guy, are you going to go see Shireen tonight, or are you going to wait?
I'll go to... Well, first of all, I'm going to go over to Baldric and say, Hey, Baldric, tell me, do you know anything about the Pious Path or Vandalay Industries?
He's just kind of sitting on his bed, kind of strumming his lute and kind of...
Sitting on Ornan's and
Mawgrim's bed. Yes. He's like, Pious Path and Vandalay Industries? Well, I mean, they're two different things. Vandalay Industries, I hear that they are a big, like, mercantile outfit, right? They do imports and exports, and they travel all over. Whereas the Prosperous Path, they're the guild, and I'm pretty sure that Vandalay is a member of the Prosperous Path.
Okay. Cilvy's looking into something right now. Would you be all interested in, having your eyes shoot out of your head as you see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your whole life?
Bling. He's like, oh, she's over in the other room.
Wait, who?
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Wait.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait.
Ooga.
Wait, tell me what's going on here.
Make a persuasion check.
I swing my scepter.
I swing my scepter over the night so bright. I have memories of the Nari song from Unlikely.
It's a 17.
It's like, let's just say that I don't know. There's something real sweet about Cilvy.
Oh yeah, she is really sweet.
Yeah, there is.
How old are you?
Me?
I'm gonna be protective older brother for a second. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, that's okay.
How old is Cilvy again?
Like 20?
2021.
Yeah.
I guess 21 if you want me to legally drink, but 20 at 21-ish.
It's fantasy world. You can drink whenever.
And then and Guy's only 2 years older than him, so 27. All right,
You guys are all so young.
she is cute. She's wonderful. I love Cilvy. She's firm where it matters and she's soft where it's fun.
I just listened to that with my son, and he's like, "What does that mean?"
Good question.
He's like, he says, do you think that she's gonna, take offense to me calling her a son of a bitch? I was just trying to help her out with the piting contest. I think I may have overstepped. I don't know.
I think you're good, man. I think you're good.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Did Cilvy mention anything about the elves across the way? The elf butler?
No, she did not.
Okay. All right. Okay, come with me. Let's go meet up with this Shireen.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Cilvy, Danon, we're gonna go meet with Neldor's sister and see if we can't suss out some more information.
At this point, Cilvy, you're still like looking over your notes and stuff, and Danon is out on the balcony.
Good luck. Try not to get blinded by her glaring beauty. Might want to wear some sunglasses over there, bud.
You know, I used to think she was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, but I've seen prettier. And then I'm going to give Baldric a little nudge in the ribs.
He's like, shut up, man, shut up.
It's cool. It's cool.
All of a sudden, we're back in high school.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm also bringing Prancival just to give her something to pet while we talk to her. Help keep her calm and collected.
Yeah, as you guys are moving down to the second floor, you can see that the rooms are a little bit, you can tell the rooms are a little bit smaller here on the second floor, and it doesn't look like they're necessarily suites. You can see what looks like on the north and the south side of the hall, there are rooms. You see elaborate doors, but they're not spaced the same way that the suites are up on the third floor. And you find the room that says room 215. It is sort of in the middle of the hall on the north side.
Seeing one of the butlers here in the hallway, because it looks like there's some staff here, I'll just say, I'm here calling on the Lady Shireen. Could you let her know that Guillaume of Grants Harbor is calling?
Yes, I can. He walks up to the door and he knocks on it. And you hear, come in. And then he pulls out a key and enters in and closes the door behind him. And then a couple seconds later, he steps back out and he says, of course, you're expected. He leaves the door open and allows you guys to walk on in. The room is very richly appointed. It is only like 25 by 20 feet, but the floor is this beautiful inlaid wood. It has like this sort of diamond pattern in it. You can see that there is a small sitting area in the center of the room with a large bed at the far end beneath a large window. The bed is also curtained off just like the beds are in your suite. There's a large mirror on the eastern wall, and on the western wall there is a door. It looks like a connecting door to the room next door. She says, Guy, I appreciate you coming. And this is... And then he goes, Baldric the Black. I'm an associate of Wilhelm and Associates. And he just goes and sits down in one of the chairs.
Junior associate, I think we decided. And I'll grab her hand and give her hand a kiss. Like fancy people do.
Mm-hmm. You can see that she has since changed out of her evening gown. She's wearing like a nightgown at this point, which is kind of risque, but to let you guys in.
As soon as he sees that, he's going to take off his helmet and do the head shake. He's just going to look real good for a second.
She said, so, you told me you know my brother. Should I get him and have him come in here as well?
Oh, is he in the neighboring room over there?
Well, two doors down. She goes and she unlocks this door, and when she opens it, you can see that actually the room beyond is more plain. It looks like it's some sort of a servant's room, and then at the far end of that room, you can see there's another door. As soon as she opens the door, she says, Jeeves, and then you see Abraham Lincoln, butler, come step out. He is wearing a nightshirt and a cap, and he's got like a candle in like
the kind of guy you want to ask questions.
Yeah. She says, Jeeves, would you mind getting my brother? He's like, of course, Lady Shireen. And then he goes across the other door, and he knocks, and after a few minutes, then Neldor comes to the door, and he comes across and enters into Shireen's room as well. Jeeves asks, is there anything else you'll be needing tonight, milady? And she says, no, we're fine. Thank you.
What's Neldor's pajama situation?
Neldor is wearing just like pajama pants with like a Chicago Bulls t-shirt. No, a Detroit Lions t-shirt. No,
man.
he's wearing just like some loose fitting pants and like it's not a button up shirt. It's got like the lacing on it, but it looks much more casual than he was wearing before.
Nelda, thanks for joining us. I spoke with Shireen earlier. Neldor, you and I know each other well.
Yes, we do. Surprising to see you here. I did not expect to be seeing you again so soon, but...
Yeah, I apologize for that little stop in. I had to take care of that quickly.
she's a dangerous woman. But so, as you can see, Shireen, I have the bona fides.
Yes, you do know my brother, but tell me, you wanted to help me with what I'm here doing?
Yes, we're very interested in, well, we noticed you speaking with somebody who had introduced themselves to us as working with Vandalay Industries.
You see that she gets a little bit of a dark look as she says, yes.
Tell me, what was that conversation like? We met him on the river, and he was giving off all kinds of dishonest and untrustworthy vibes, so we didn't offer him a ride down the river to Cladvina. But we were surprised to see him at this fancy party because he didn't come across necessarily as caliber makes me sound super classist, but I'll say caliber of person.
She says he's a snake. His name is Anthony Fletcher, and he is a representative of Vandalay Industries. And I believe he may be directly responsible for the death of my husband.
Him personally?
I don't think that he actually is the one who pulled the noose tight, but he definitely set it up.
Can I ask you some clarifying questions? Do you know the Prosperous Path? Vandalay Industries is a member of that guild, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Vandalay Industries is a member, and actually, Vandalay Industries, the head of Vandalay Industries, is one of the 7 guild merchants who actually runs the guild.
Is that leader is here in Cladvina?
He is here in Cladvina unless he is on business for the guild. They will do a yearly meeting, an annual meeting of the masters of the guild, and it changes where it is every year.
Okay, so that Vandalay Industries, the leader of Vandalay Industries, is not a man named Peter who's based out of Fort What's-Its Place.
No, the leader of Vandalay Industries is not a man named Peter.
I'll look over at Baldric because he would know the name Peter from dreams as well. Okay, all right.
Don't forget to ask how long she'll be in mourning.
Well, I'd like to help you. What do you know about Anthony so far? And tell me everything you know so far about the plot against your late husband.
Vandalay Industries is the only Via Severian merchants that are allowed to cross the border into Eldoralis, which you would know is the elvish nation to the north.
Yes. Okay, continue.
My husband, Evan Shadowrose, was recently promoted to the board of Vandalay Industries. So not the master of Vandalay, but one of his counselors, one of his lieutenants.
Right, C-suite.
Yes. He found out about some shady dealings that were going on with Eldoralis. I'm not sure what exactly, but he told me some. He said something about planning and stockpiling, and he said that it seemed very unethical and dangerous.
Okay. All right.
So Evan decided that what he knew, and again, he didn't tell me everything, but what he knew was enough that he needed to try to bring it to the attention of somebody in power. So he actually sought out help from his associate, Anthony Fletcher, thinking that they could bring down what was happening in Vandalay Industries together, secretly. But I have every reason to believe that Anthony betrayed Evan, and speaking to him in person today and pretending that I did not know what I know was one of the hardest things I have ever done in my life.
You're so strong.
You are so strong.
Says Cilvy as she's looking in the mirror. No wonder you couldn't get your studying done.
Yeah.
You just look too
gosh.
cute. You can't take your eyes off yourself. That all makes sense. Neldor,
Yes.
our dealings with the bandits, they were connected to Eldoralis, right? Our assumption is that they seemed to be trying to weaken the position of Martin's Rest for some other entity to benefit. That could be the Kingdom to the North, or it could be Vandalay Industries itself. If they controlled Martin's Rest, if they controlled your city, they'd control all the trade through the eastern half of Via Severia.
That is true. I wish I would have had more time to speak with Megan before I hopped on the ship. But my sister was, and he looks over at her, and she doesn't blush, but she kind of looks like a little bit like standoffish. Then he says, exuberant in her need for justice, which I can't really blame her. But Megan, I feel, has information that we need.
Okay. That's all very good information. So it sounds like you might actually have an in with Anthony.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll take this information back to my colleagues, and
if you are looking to help, I may be able to actually get you into Vandalay here in town. It's up in the northwest, just south of the Tempestarium, on the Hammer.
I'll be at the Tempestarium tomorrow. Okay. I'll talk with my colleagues, and we'll touch base first thing in the morning before I have to sell back my awesome helmet.
As you get up to leave, Neldor holds out a hand and says, thank you, I appreciate your help in helping my sister, and I feel like with you here and with me here, I feel like she's a lot safer now than she was yesterday. And Shireen holds out a hand for you to give it a kiss, or whatever you're going to do.
Oh, yeah, kiss.
Yes, and she says, thank you, Guy, and thank you, Baldric. And Baldric's like, you're welcome. Yeah, sure thing. He didn't say a word. He just kind of sat in the chair. And you guys leave room 215 as Cilvy closes up her book for the night, having not made any kind of progress in discovering more about that symbol. And Ornan is experiencing some things. That is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Jeez.
All right, you guys. So we have a lot of little things that are happening, a lot of places to go in the morning, and not to mention the clash of the auras of Bubbles and Jib Jab appears to be happening right now.
Yeah.
It's not great.
And who in the world signed up Wilhelm and Associates for the tournament?
Or the B team. What was the B team thinking?
The B side?
Or the B side?
Maybe they wanted to get together and do it.
They might have thought, hey, the three actual like martial characters could handle it. I don't know, man.
Keldon is just going to be running away and hiding the whole time.
Wait a second. Prancival, was it you who signed us up? Was it you naughty boy?
He looks over. I'll never tell. And that's where we're going to end for the night. So if you like what we're doing, go check out our Patreon. You can become a patron at multiple tiers, and you get your neighbor's potatoes. You also can look at the wiki and the maps, and we have a shop. And for all of you that we saw at FanX in Utah, it was a great time. We're glad we got to see you and spend some time with you. In the future, we're looking at possibly doing some more of these cons and things. Maybe somewhere in your neck of the woods, like maybe Portland, Oregon, or Seattle, Washington. We'll see how that goes in the future. But until we get together next time, we hope you have a great time.